What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Happy Fantastic Four Day. I know some of you have already seen the film in some places around the globe. Most people in the US will start to go in just a couple of hours and throughout the weekend. I cannot wait to hear what you guys think of the movie. I myself will be seeing it 3 times this weekend as well. In the meantime, we've got to talk about the box office tracking for the Fantastic Four because something miraculous happened this weekend, and on the back of really strong critic reviews, apparently ticket sales actually dramatically started to pick up throughout the week, and it's now outpacing the initial projections. We're going to talk about what the new numbers are, how it stacks up, of course, against Superman, and what it means for the long-term projection for the international and domestic box office total. We're breaking it all down, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. Thanks to everyone who's been subbing lately and helped grow the channel. We have had so many subscribers in the last week or so. If you haven't already, I just kindly invite you to do so. It's #1 way to support the channel, plus it'll enter you for the giveaways, and in fact, we'll announce a brand new Fantastic Four ticket winner at the end of this video and a brand new PS5 winner tomorrow. Again, all you got to do, be a sub, leave a comment. If you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so just a day ago, Deadline was running the same headlines we had been hearing, the same number projections that had been basically set for the last couple of weeks. That Fantastic Four First Steps was expected to be big with 190 to a 210 global box office opening, with some projections basically pegging it to DC Superman, with its international performance being around 220 for its opening global total. But Marvel Studios last week decided to move the review embargo up to Friday instead of Monday, and by the time Monday rolled around, we started to get the critics and the blue carpet premiere reactions on top of what we had heard on Friday, and they've all been overwhelmingly positive. A lot of reporting has pointed to this as the reason why ticket sales actually picked up throughout the week, which is what Marvel Studios was hoping for with their marketing campaign. That's why they spend the big bucks. It was also a great call to move that review embargo up, and now the projections have the international box office beating Superman by some accounts, and the domestic box office upwards of 135 million, maybe 15 million, or say about 7 to 10% ahead of where Superman came in for the opening weekend. Now, that is ambitious, but overall, this is a major win for Marvel Studios because regardless, as Marvel fans here at the channel, I know a lot of you in the community loved Thunderbolts like I did, regardless of how good that movie was, it underperformed in its opening weekend. It did less than 100 million, and that is not a win by Marvel standards, especially comparing it to recent successes like last year's Deadpool and Wolverine, which was a $1 billion moneymaker. And we've said many times at the channel, $1 billion is probably very unreasonable for a Fantastic Four title. There is really no evidence to say that it can reach that number. But there was also a number that would look very disappointing in the face of how much they've marketed this, how much they've spent on it, and what the Fantastic Four is supposed to mean to the MCU going forward, what the team will mean in just the next couple of years for Avengers Secret Wars and Avengers Doomsday. So, this movie outperforming or maybe even coming close to doubling the box offices for, say, Captain America Brave New World or Thunderbolts, again, that both did around the range of 80 to 90 million in their opening weekend, that would be such a win for Marvel Studios. And I've always thought they knew going into this that that projection number for what a success would look like would probably be the 400 to 500 million, where you see, incidentally, Superman sitting around after its second weekend. And there will be a lot of people who say it might not have the legs to do this, but if the movie's as good as the reactions have already been, then it's going to have some legs, because there will be that second round push that next weekend of people who didn't make it out this weekend, who are still Marvel fans, who need to hear it from their friends that it's worth going to see. Galactus is still Galactus. Silver Surfer is still Silver Surfer. There are a lot of Marvel fans, and because of the way that things went and during the Multiverse Saga, who still love the franchise and want to go see their films, but, you know, with kids and how crammed life already is, it's much easier just to wait for it to hit Disney Plus, unless, of course, one of your close friends goes and sees it and says it's absolutely amazing. That word of mouth is going to happen, or at least it looks like it's going to happen. And so I think reasonably for the Fantastic Four, and incidentally, in the face of all this quote-unquote superhero fatigue, it can easily come in at that 400 or 500 million dollar mark. That Superman apparently is going to come into, and we'll see if it has legs beyond that. I thought it was a benefit for James Gunn's DC to go first, where for 2 weeks there would be no comparison and it would have room to grow into its second weekend without facing off against the Fantastic Four. And only time will tell if there's any real strategy here to going second for Marvel, where people have already seen Superman, and so maybe it's the Fantastic Four box office that can grow. But the also real test will be what this looks like after the second and third weekend, because for all movies in general, there is always a steep fall off between the first and second weekend. And for Superman, on a real positive note, it was able to basically outperform in the face of that. We'll have to see if Marvel can hold weekend 1 to weekend 2 with that word of mouth, send a lot of people out who didn't go around the first weekend, and then if it can hold from weekend 2 to weekend 3, because we all know what happens in a couple of weeks is all the kids go back to school, life becomes infinitely more busy. So I'm thinking very positively about this though, because honestly, regardless of what the dollars are, I care about the movies themselves. The fandom will come back around, and as I've said, the Marvel fandom that's been diehard since day one, who read the comics and are still here for the movies in the MCU, for better or for worse, we're going to be there. There's a lot of lay fans who started to show up towards the end of, say the Infinity Saga with Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, who were there because it was the cultural phenomenon that it was, but weren't diehard Marvel fans. And so for us that are still sticking around and going to see this multiple times this weekend, the movie sounds like it's going to be really good. That's all that matters. It's time for some all-time classics. I want to be able to go and rewatch some of these recent Marvel movies with the same enthusiasm I had to rewatch Infinity War and Avengers Endgame and Iron Man, and sometimes still do. I am so excited to hear that really basically by all accounts, overwhelmingly, Fantastic Four is going to be great. I can't wait to see it. Like I said, I'm going to see it tonight and then tomorrow and then again on Saturday. I know you guys are probably going mostly today and tomorrow. Make sure to let me know down in the comments either on this video or whatever other videos you stop in on, because we're going to be doing theory videos throughout the weekend, obviously, for the film. Let me know what you think. I can't wait to hear. Also, let's get into some giveaways and give away another round of the Fantastic Four tickets. Okay, the new winner is Bobby Williams 1777 for this comment here. Thank you so much for your support of the channel. Either DM me on Instagram at IamFires or email me on my business email under the About section of the channel. We'll get you verified. We'll get the tickets right out to you guys. It's that simple. If you want to be entered to win for tomorrow's PS5 giveaway or any of the other future giveaways at the channel, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber. Then leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will always be announced live with my voice and the winning comment shown on screen like we did today. So please be safe and vigilant on my channel, really anywhere on YouTube. If you should ever get some spam claiming you won a prize, just report those comments directly to YouTube. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you like today's video, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. My name is Michael Roman. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. Find me on all other platforms with original music under the name AllFires, including the song you're hearing in the background. And while I would sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.